Hello, welcome back to ABI-DOS. Alright, this is the third time I'm in here, and we're gonna burn through a lot more save slots today. Hopefully not, hopefully I'm just gonna use save slot 3 and be done with it, but I cannot confirm anything. I still think save slot 1 might be... Ooh, no, save slot 1's... What the heck happened here? Save slot 0 might still be our best bet. No, save slot 2 I think actually is our best bet. This is what we started off with. And I remember this almost... Did this almost work or did it massively fail? Massively failed. The general idea is that this duplicator that leads to this is a little too late. And I'm not sure if you can see that in here or if it was somewhere else. It was here, but no, this one... Yeah, so... Couple reasons this doesn't work. There's a writer here that increases the length of time spent here, and because of that there's just barely not enough time for the duplicator to do its job, and so I need to put the duplicator a lot earlier in front to make sure that if a failure does occur, this is sent back to the very start in time so the next test can begin. Everything you stay in cycles of 12, and at this point I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what the thing is, but 1, 2. Yeah, this from here to here is not 12 basically. It's a lot less than 12. And so this still takes more steps than it takes to get from here to here, which is why the next output, while it's supposed to be at the very beginning, will be wherever the failure occurred. So yeah, that's kind of the problem here. I'm not sure if I change this to a 6, would that make more sense? That would still make things very bad. Alright, so yeah, I think it's time to make a whole new machine. The idea should still be the same though. So, got a couple things I want to do here. We had a few main components that we discovered weren't necessary. I also use this as the main generator for how I want to do things. There's the 12 cycle loop here. This will hold things and loop them for 12 cycles per loop. There is the failure chamber where two things can occur. If this is the first, let's see, if it is a failure after a pass, it needs to go through a retest where it retests for the first digit to see if this actually might start a new success. If it's a failure after a failure, that failure would have already been tested with the first digit at some point earlier. So it can always just, get thrown away. Although by piping everything into a retest, is that maybe better? Well, I mean, it's not necessary because there's this thing also. If there happens to be a failure after a pass, what did this originally do? Let's look back at S0. This originally... what does this do again? This activates this, which pushes it down, which activates this. A failure after a pass will open this gate. But a failure after a failure wouldn't change anything, right? Nothing will be in here either. So I don't see what the issue is. Why can't everything just be pipelined to a single pipe? Of one fail, one retest. And that retest won't change anything. If the thing failed on the first digit, a retest would fail again and it wouldn't mean anything. But if it failed a digit further in and then past the first digit, it can go in with another conveyor. Yeah, I don't see any issue with that. Oh, okay. Still though, I do think we need to make the duplicator a lot earlier. Is this... Oh, this is a lot empty. I think I'll use S1 instead. S3 can go away. We'll use S1 since S1 has nothing in it. It's basically the same setup as the other two. So, alright, main setups I want to use. We have the 12 cycle loop, we have the failure chamber. We also need the S0. We also need the test paper itself. The test paper, which will do multiple things. However, I'll do that last because we need to base the retest on whatever comes out from here. So from here, we have a couple things that we need to do. Generally, I would like everything to fall into a 12 cycle loop. But alright, so firstly, we need a test that tests against whatever's written down here. So there'll be a writer here that writes onto this. I guess that might be why we need this 0 to be fleshed out beforehand, but I don't think it really matters. Let's just assume this is somewhere nearby, and then we'll arrange everything afterwards. The test will determine two things. Well, it will determine one thing, whether it goes in the pipe or not, in the loop or not. Hold on. I'm back. So I was busy doing something. I just started making my machine. No, I hope I didn't forget anything. Right. So just to recap, a bunch of stuff happening, including loops of 12. A loop of 12 probably shouldn't end or start at the corner. So pass and failure. We initially dismissed the idea that a failure needed two routes. A failure can always go through a single retest, regardless, and therefore, so this duplicate will be the one to send stuff back to 0. So an equalizer or definer to 0 works here. I'll extend it when I need to. Next up, this one needs to pass through the retest. So another retest is required, which requires another one of these guys. This thing will turn right by default. Okay, so a pass here probably turns this on, which means it should start as off. And that pass, I think actually I might want this instead. This pass will go up, back into the loop. Yeah. We do need a writer here, but I think that should be fine. Okay. And then at the very end, there's a bunch of stuff going on here, but I think we'll figure that out eventually. So if we want everything to work in cycles of 12, it must take 12 cycles to enter this, and 12 cycles to get from the fail state to here as well, if I really want to commit to that. So let's have this loop be sort of like here. We want the exit to be here because a failure state still has to enter the exit. So the failure state or the duplicate itself has to, the duplicate can't go there. Ooh, that is a big mess that the duplicate has to be in here. That's why I want the duplicate to be at the end. Actually, if that's the case, why did it take so many steps to get... Why did it take so many steps for this retest to occur? Right, because we had a lot of BSSs and ASSs in the way. Now we don't have that. Maybe the other way, maybe this is now fine to put this guy first. No, because... Yes. Because if a retest passes, they will go back into the loop and they should not be sent out because they could eventually turn red. So if the retest passes, they'll be sent into the loop. So the retest has to occur first. That's forced. And I think this is instead what I want. Where this happens, a fail would proceed forward and enter the duplicator. Yeah. Yes. Alright, this looks okay. The duplicator does its stuff. There should be some waiting here, but if we put everything in cycles of 12, we should be fine. Like, I want to put some obstructors here so that I can set this to actually as cycles of 12. So this, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 requires an extra 7, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, 7 is right. As for here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so he's another 5. So if these were actually to pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good enough for me. Okay. Okay. Now there might be a lot of reasons why this would fail to work. We also need to deal with all of the exits here. Okay, firstly, if this is the entrance, then the exit would have to be down here. Meaning I think I want this loop to be a bit lower. No. I need the... Hold on. I need it to be a bit higher. So that I can have this sort of thing occurring. The exit can be here. There's your exit. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and then this thing... If a failure occurs, it should wait more than 12 cycles. It should wait 2 sets of 12 cycles, I think. Yeah, I think it should wait 2 sets of 12 cycles because it needs to wait for this to finish its 12 cycles into here. And it also needs to wait for another 12 cycles for its own entrance. I think. I don't know. I gotta figure that out on my own. Anyway, I think now it's a good time to start working on here. So this will go down first. Ooh, it's a lot easier if maybe it were here instead. Okay, I can do a lot of things. Yeah. I think a writer here writing onto this is a lot easier. So what it should do is it should go here first, right onto this, and then a B sensor will flick this off. It will turn back, and it will forever force something to... no, it turns right by default. Oh. Okay, then I should do this. Right? This will turn right by default. The B sensor will turn everything left onwards. Yeah, okay. Good. This will also right there. So this is the right 1 in front of it. This is the right 2 in front of it. There's some extra space here. I'm pretty sure I have to do something. A 0 sensor. Right. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're not done yet. In fact, the writing should probably occur at the same time as the output. Okay. Hold on. I can make this a bit more efficient. This will do... we'll do this, I think. There you go. So this will start going this way, and then we'll bounce back, and we'll go up. Yeah, okay. 0 sensor has to be somewhere. And then this is where the asking for output 1 or input 1 to show up. So yeah, here we can have the 0 sensor plus the output. By default, it goes right. But if that default fails, it'll go up. And then whatever it does up here, you know, do whatever it does here. So, okay, at this point, we will follow the exact same thing as what happened before. It will be a sensor. There'll be an obstructor. And then a B sensor. Not a B sensor. It will call out its own signal to continue. And it will get rid of itself. So... it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cycles to finish. No. This should be on cycle 12, right? No, this should be on cycle 13. No. Wait, what? When do I want that cycle to be? 1, 2... Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... No! It should be 12 cycles from here to here. So this should be like a 9. Because it takes 3 cycles to call out something new. It should be 9, right? 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get rid of everything first and see if 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so it doesn't really matter where this exits. In fact, this could probably come out a bit earlier for the 12th cycle to work. Since it takes 4 steps to get here, this can be cut down by 4. Right? So let's say I turn this off. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2. Right, but it also needs to account for the fact that these four are not actually. These four are supposed to be part of the next set of 12 already. So these four are supposed to be part of the 12. 1, 2, 3. Wait, did I not count that? Wait, that means this has to be shortened? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I'm supposed to be counting on a cycle of 13, not 12, right? No. 12 cycle means I need to add one more because that... Yeah, I need to add one more. So does this mean this is a 6? 6 was correct, like what I guessed in the previous episode. I did guess 6. I guess 6 was right. Yeah, okay. So it's a cycle of 12, but 1, 2, because this should be on step 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes 6 steps to get here. It would wait for 6 steps, and then on step 13 it would land here. So that's why. No, or is it because this should be on a cycle of 13? This should be on a cycle of 13 to make sure there's an offset. Otherwise, yeah. So actually, this should be decreased by 1. This should be decreased by 1. And this should be decreased by 1. Right? Or is it all gonna not work anymore? No, this is... Wait, what? Does it not matter what these numbers are? No, because the only controller for the output is... Or for the calling of signal 1 is this. Which means that it doesn't actually matter what goes on here. To actually get them far enough apart, this always has to be a 6, regardless of whatever this value is. Does that therefore mean I can get rid of these guys? I think so, actually. Yeah, I can just get rid of them. And if I can get rid of them, I can probably just remove this entire column here and just have this happen. So this will go right by default. It needs this to happen. So this happens. This happens. But if it went down instead... No, because if it went down instead, it would be... It would be on a different cycle, wouldn't it? What? Wait, hold on. No. Let's say there were in fact this thing that would be like this. Okay. So if we went down the bottom path instead, would it no longer work? Or... No, if you went on the bottom path, the next one will have to go up the top path, and then you get this offset. So in reality, this extra stuff is still needed. It's just that the difference in the obstructors will always remain constant. I mean, I can get rid of one and have the others just write the difference of 2 on it. So this will always take 2 more turns than this to maintain an equal cycle of 13, regardless of which path it takes, and that is necessary. Yeah. I could also have this start off here, but because there already is something here, I don't really want to mess with it. Okay, anyway. There you go. So if I got rid of this, everything will work, and a cycle of 6 would happen. I want to make sure the output also comes up fast enough. Hopefully it does. So... yeah, this should bring it back to 0 very early on. Before this kind of a call here, which looks like it's working. Okay. So now comes the hard part. Now comes the part where I need to deal with everything else. The 0 caller, firstly, I think we should work on that. What does the 0 caller do again? Let's check. 0 caller, what do? You send this back to 0, call out yourself, wait for a bit, and then activate this guy. Why do you wait for a bit? You want to land on that cycle of 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Takes you 9 steps to get there though. Okay. Well, I probably will eventually figure out why that's necessary. Anyway. Okay, so send back to 0, call yourself up again, and then a B sensor will send it to the coloration thing. Yeah, because if a 0 is detected, it means the entire sequence is passed, therefore it should be colored red. The output will always be 1 before the start of the cycle, which is why I thought this was good. Let's see, is that true here? The start of the cycle was here, so the output was there. Okay, makes sense. Exactly what I was thinking. So here. This should also do this, but again, we need to hold 12 items here, so this should take up a track length of 12. Before closing. So let's say it takes up this track length of 12. Ah, crap, I don't even know how to draw this. Oh, well, this is a track length of 12, right? It might be a bit of an issue though, because we might need some... this is a track length of 12 as well. We might need a bit of space here. Let's move this aside first. Okay. So this should never be colored. But the outputs here, if failed, should also not be colored, which is why I need this 0 to determine whether that coloration occurs or not. This should be activated whenever a failure is detected, true? Which is why this is activated by this B over here, yeah. So it's activated by this B, which makes a lot of sense. This B activates this and releases everything. Okay. So, alright, let's do that first. Let's use a red wire to activate this guy. A B can exist here. A B should release when? Around the same time as when... as when this just enters, right? Yes. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no. 5, 6. We need to simulate. We need to simulate something that doesn't work. We need to simulate something that works compared to like a failure to actually get the timings right. Honestly, yeah, okay, let's do that. So this red goes here first. Okay, so to do that, this where is it? There's one. Yeah, this one. Wow, there's a lot of working. Okay. Okay, this does it. So this tests and this works. So it all goes in a loop first. So you get wait, what? What? Don't you get an M? Why doesn't that M... Oh, this one writes 2 down. Why did it write 2 down? It should write 1 down. Weird. Okay, there you go. That goes in the loop. That goes in the loop again. Ooh, this should be off. That goes in the loop. That goes in the loop again. Exactly 1 cycle off. We'll wait until the Z comes in. So the Z comes in and the full cycle has been made. The first error will now occur. Or the first 0 occurs. The first 0 should occur very late. That's why that waiting is required. If this happens, that output is going to be very wrong. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to be 6 cycles later. Wait of 6 maybe? We'll check if a wait of 6 works. Yes, a wait of 6 works. The failure will be the one that has to wait for a bit before being sent into number 5. But we need to find something that works but then fails. So this test case was wrong. I'm looking for the one that's... there goes GLG, Y, whatever. So the G and the L and G and the Y, and I think the R is correct. No, the Y is wrong. The G, wait, the Y is wrong. The Y is wrong. Wait, what? Oh, we need something that sets it back to A. Crap. Okay, fine. Alright, which is why this loop of 12, this length of 12 existed. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, meaning there's an A here that reactivates this. So, what? Yeah. This is right. This is right. This will reset to set it back to A so that this doesn't go in. This GLG is correct, and then the Y will be wrong. When the Y is wrong, it goes down. This should be sent much later. This should be sent when this is like around here. So that's why there's a wait here. It needs to wait for a cycle of 12 to complete, or whatever it took for this to do its thing. Actually, doesn't it really depend on? Doesn't it really? What did I do for the original? I need to. Yeah, what did it do here? GLG, when the Y comes up is the incorrect part. It went here, it waited for... Wait, it activated... Oh, what? Wait a minute. Okay, I gotta go look back at the queue. So this, a failure or a pass, sends everything through red. The 106 stays. Something turns it back to the B state. I don't know what it was. I don't really see anything. It was this B. Oh. Okay, but did this actually... When did this do it? It did it here. Is this the first 6? Or is this the latest 6? I don't like it when it's palindromic. That's the problem, because isn't this the first 6 to come in? So isn't holding that wrong? Why is it pass all of a sudden? I think it's because a fail never goes above the length of 3, which is why it appears to pass, but no, it doesn't actually work. It needs to be a lot later, this thing. But doesn't its length also vary depending on when this comes out? If this were... See, it changes here, but it should change a lot later. It should change, like... It should change... here, so that when the 11th thing comes in, it... Yeah. So this thing comes out first, which is the first thing that comes in, right? Am I tripping? That's the first thing that comes in, right? The first thing that comes in... the first thing that comes in correctly is always going to be in the front, right? Everything trails behind. Yeah. If I shorten the cycle by a slight bit, then the opposite would occur. And maybe that would be slightly... No, because then the output will output things backwards, which I don't want. So yeah, the next things have to throw behind. Which means this has to wait a lot more. It has to wait like 8 cycles. But waiting 8 cycles is honestly fine, because it has to wait either way. So let's say it waits a bit. Let's say it waits 8 cycles. Really depends on when I want it to wait. This G has to be here. So the G and this one and... Oh, this is right. Hold on. It's the other G. This G down here that I need to collect. So this all goes in. That G... Yeah. This one... Now a failure occurs. This has to wait for... I think... Let's count 8. And let's go to this Y. Which is why I wanted this to be on a cycle of 12. 8 is actually absolutely fine. I think 8 is perfect. 8 is perfect. Wow, okay. It also needs to wait a little bit before going in here. Okay, so now at the length of not 12, but I think... Yeah, okay, so let's get rid of the wires first so we can eventually link them back together. I want it to break up and then link back so that this A sensor is at length 12 away. Is this valid? It goes here. It'll take either this part or this part. Either way, it takes the same number of turns. A conveyor here will be activated by, I think, blue. By this 0 sensor here. It will... I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess a conveyor here is fine as well. Doesn't really matter to me. I can optimize this eventually. If it goes here by default, then the coloration when activated by this should be on top. This is the color sensor, is the colorizer. Here's the one I want to look for. Red goes up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is down here, and then the output should occur afterwards. Okay, and if the output occurs afterwards, then this output can be here. That's already wrong. Because I need another holding here, right? Makes sense. I need a holding for maybe, I think, another cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there another 8 is fine? Nope. And then at some point here. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on here. You get a failure, you get that, I need to find the first G. That's the first G is right here. That G goes in. The next one is a failure, which will hold off and then activate about now. What? Yeah, see, this is wrong. Like, at a time of 11 cycles, right, this would be offset so far back that I would have no idea where to put it. It'd be offset so far back that it's probably have to be here, which would fail a lot of other things. But we'll see if that works out. Wait, what? Oh, right, we need all the connections to occur. I didn't work on the connections. Wow. Okay. Okay, and then GLG is the false. So it needs to go in here first. So again, this is only optimized for 3. If it goes any higher, it fails. Also, this needs to wait for a lot longer. How about 12? Why is it 12? It's like... doesn't make any sense that it's 12. Oh, because it's clearly not supposed to be 12. 12 is only for the next one. I feel like I have to wait for... I think another 4, I think. Maybe another 12? I think another 12 is required, and that's necessary because if this were a length of 11, then it needs to wait for all of these to come up. 1, 2... what? Oh, it shouldn't be red. Wait, what? Oh, something needs to turn it back. So this A also needs to activate this guy to turn it back. What? Wait, but no, that's not right. That's not right at all. Hold on. How do I fix that issue? This is activated by this A as well. Which means that somewhere along here... This is so awkward. But clearly this also doesn't work. I didn't mean to do that. It works out like this. I think it actually still fails afterwards, maybe. I think the holding is still off timing. In fact, yeah, this A has to be a lot earlier. Okay. Hold on. I should just test it when this Y comes out. That's when my breakpoint should be. It's still too early. It needs another cycle. Jeez, okay. The cycle of 6 is already wrong, right? The cycle of 6 doesn't really make a difference. The cycle of 6 only attunes it to a length of 3. If I went 12, something's wrong there because this G comes out. Wait, what? That G shouldn't have been any real. That G shouldn't have been a problem. Why is it a problem? Oh, because this B is activated. Wait, what? No. Yeah, this makes sense. Wait, another G already showed up? What? That was released early, huh? Okay. So when did that G come out? That G came out here. Oh, this G is the one that failed. No, this G is the one that passed. The Q will now go in. This G comes in... No. What? Wait. Something didn't reactivate this, or this was activated by... Is it activated by this? Wait, what? This G comes down. Yeah, this comes after this, which is why... Okay, so this shouldn't be 12. This should be like a... I don't know, an 8. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's still not going to work for higher value. So it's going to... Even if it passes on this one, it won't pass the next one. Anyway, Anyway, this will pass all the way to here. It will keep passing, I think. It will pass the next set of 12, or however many that thing is. And then this one will take a while, so this one will be a bit too early. Yeah. So we need to wait like another 12, I think. So okay, let's just you know, do this. 11. Yeah. Man, this is a lot of troubleshooting. But I have the idea, it's just that idea also doesn't really want to do its job. So yeah, and then this one fails and it's held for a pretty long time. Has to be held until this thing comes out. Yeah. Hopefully there isn't... Ooh, okay, yep, no. This works. Does it keep working? Okay, there's even more inaccuracies. In fact, that is also another inaccuracy I need to fix. So that already comes out as wrong. Right, the retest. The retest is now a problem. That retest didn't go in. Why? So this is a failure. Oh wait, what? No. Here. This 106 is a pass. Wait, yes. The next 106 will fail. Oh, this next 106 will fail. But we test against this and it'll be thrown in. It'll be thrown in the back. Ah, and as a result, it will be added to the next chain, which is supposed to be white. This was supposed to be added to the next chain, which is supposed to be red. But it's added for way too long. What was the other L? Why is the other L here? Did the L fail? Oh, this needs to be... Wait, what? What? Wait, what? This G... This G is the one that fails, right? Then this L should be the next tested. Is L wrong? What? No, wait, why are we here? It didn't go back to 0. Because the failure can't wait. The failure has the split has happened. The split has happened regardless. A failure does have to push you back to 0. Wait, no. A failure has to push you back to 2. What? A failure pushes you back to the second one because, yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think I can fix that in a small enough space like this. But I can try. This does that. This will be equal to 1. And then set here. And then down here. So 106, 106. This 106 is a failure, which sets you to L. The next one coming out will be 1011 against 111, which is pass. You see some issues because this 111 and 106 should have been left out a lot earlier. So in fact, if that's the case, then shouldn't the exit be like really early? Why is the exit so late is my question. The exit should be... Right, well, because at this point, the zero is way too late. The zero... If the zero were to be sense as soon as possible, the zero have to be sense like... I don't know where it would have to be sense. Let me look for it. The zero would have to be sense... Where? Here. Oh, okay. Well, the zero be sensed there. If the zero be sensed over there. I have to like move all this stuff all over again. Because an exit there is very annoying. Or I make it so that it goes here first. Then the exit will be here. That's the earliest B set possible? B set? What? The earliest B sense possible is here. Which is, if I flip this... Yeah, I know something will be wrong there. But the earliest B sense would be... Oh, the earliest B sense would be... Wait, it'll be here. Wait, what? Why did that suddenly change so much? Okay, so... Alright, fine, let's do that then. Let's get rid of you. Let's make it so your B sense is here. I'll connect everything as per usual. Of course, this also has to be timed differently. When a failure occurs... So, that wait shouldn't be too long, I guess. This is when the G comes out. The G is already very much out. But these guys are supposed to be way earlier. This 102 is the C, right? Yeah. Let's get rid of you guys and see if I can just get rid of the obstructors completely. So this 106 will... What? Wait, what? Oh. What? I don't get it. Why did that happen? Right. Put that to B. Shouldn't something have set it back to A? Wait, why didn't anything set it back to A? Did something set it back to A? No. This set it back to A. So at the very beginning of this one, it never activated this. This B sensor was only for failure after a pass. That's why I needed that section. Oh, that complicates a lot of things because now there's a bunch of stuff that I realized I needed but never actually implemented. I thought I didn't need them. Oh, a failure after a pass is what? I don't know what a failure after a pass is. If I put it here, then that would just break a lot of things as well, I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's just say I did this first so far. This 106 immediately goes away. Because nothing sets it back to A. Wait, but this is a pass after a failure. There has not been a failure after a pass yet. Wait a minute. Ah, because this B sensor is not supposed to be here. This B sensor is for failure after a pass. But how do I implement that? I don't know. This I don't know. I can do a lot of things to implement a failure after a pass. I can put a B sensor here. That can implement a failure after a pass. Actually, that should be honestly fine. Right? The failure after the pass can come up from here. Right? So this can just activate something down here that does that. There you go, failure after a pass. So this will by default go this way. And then no, this is where I want the B sensor for this to be. So this will by default go forward. Okay. Let's see. So this, yeah, okay, failure after a pass is now implemented. That is a failure after a pass. That doesn't go this way, okay. I can very easily fix that. Why did that? Okay, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Good. Error because G is to come first. So there is still some waiting involved, I guess. Okay. That's fair. We can fix that. Just gotta... What? Right. Okay. Sure. And so, okay. The full cycle is up. That's exactly what I thought. I really thought, wait, why did the B sensor... What? Oh, it depends on the number of... Wait, does it really depend on the number of cycle? It does, doesn't it? Like... the longer this is, the longer the offset. And the longer the offset... Ooh, the longer the offset, the further this needs to be pushed forward. Why did it only need to be pushed forward like this though? It doesn't make any sense to me. If this were to happen, then I could technically shorten this by 2. And then lengthen this by 1. Yeah, the G... Oh, that thing already left like a long time ago. This guy left way too early. Because this wasn't reset. Yeah. Okay, so once again, all of these are right. This sets it over here. Probably gonna be some mistake because this only works for this number of this number of objects. And then this, and then this, and then this. This is pass after failure. See, that activates it late. Should have activated it here. Which then leads me to think, wouldn't it make the most sense to like be all the way at the end here, because that's where it is impossible for anything to... Yeah, right? So like, that's what I thought. But it turns out that's wrong somehow. Also, what the heck was this for again? Oh, this guy. Yeah. So B sensor, you're gonna have to do some more weighting. Yeah, B sensor is gonna have to do a lot more weighting. Wait, so like, I feel like this is the exact problem I had. Or the exact thing I was back at anyway. Right? 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 So like, what then? What's the difference? Also, why are there errors at the start again? I didn't notice. Right, because of the weight, I think. Because this takes way too long. There needs to be another cycle. What? Oh. This B has to be a lot earlier as well. A lot earlier into the... Okay. But that B... That B should only occur when this has been activated. So I feel like... Okay, we're getting very close to the original problem where this guy is going to be too late. Right, so... Let's try this again. You... Stay. Test. Here. B test here, that's fine. Okay. Here. This test goes here. This will go here by default, and then okay. Being sensed here. This will now come into here. What was this connect to? This connected to like... I forgot what it connected to. This B? No, this A, I think. Wait, what? I don't even know what connected to what, honestly. Let's just put everything back and see if it works. This B was meant to be activated a lot earlier, but the problem is that... Is it going to be... Yeah, it's going to set back way too early. If I made this any longer... Or maybe it's a 7. Actually, is a 7 also gonna work? I don't think a 7 is gonna work either. $106 is right because now it's here. Okay. Is the timing gonna be off? It's a failure. Well, that's an error there already because I don't need this waiting. Okay. So let's say I don't need that waiting at all. Wait, no, I do need that wait. Do I need 2 waits? Then what the heck was the point of me delaying all that for? Oh my god, we actually needed 2 waits. Ah. So what am I looking for again? I don't know what I'm looking for again. The fact that I made this a 7 made the whole... There it is, that's the problem. Same problem, exact same issue. So I guess we've somehow devolved back into having the exact same problem. 7 is bad because this takes an extra step. And I don't know if there's any way I can fix that issue. We need this 0 sensor to be all the way in front. We need this to be in front as... Do we actually need it to be all the way in front? I think so. I think we definitely need it to be in front of this caller, because otherwise the first cycle would already be like a massive delay in timing, which technically won't fail for this case but might for other cases. I don't know actually. But we've basically devolved back into our, we basically devolved back into the original problem. I can now officially say I don't really know how to solve this at all. Well, I might have to consult someone or something. It's alright. Okay, well, that was an epic fail. Or whatever they say. Anyway, yeah, I'll think about this and I'll see if I can come up maybe with a whole, an overhaul or a complete redesign. And yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah, I think I'm gonna end for now. Holy crap, that was one big brain, small brain moment. Okay, yep, we'll move on and try this again next episode. Or maybe we'll just move on to the next one and skip Keyfinder for a while. I'll try and think about it. Yeah, okay. Till then though, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.